Yo, what's good everyone? It is GlitchXCity here, and today I'll be giving you guys my IPA Season 1 Week 4 matchup against Gingman, coach of the Boston Braviaries. Last week, if you guys didn't watch, spoilers, but we did win 3-0. Really close match against the arrogant coin, coach of the Pocahontas' little sister. I have no idea what that team name is, like, to be honest. But other than that, we did win 3-0, and actually we are 3-0 in terms of record. So yeah, hopefully we can pull out a win in this match. This is a very terrifying match, probably one of the hardest team builds I've had to do. Even though I did make this up in like half an hour because of time restraints, but hopefully we could still pull up a win. But as you can see on your screen, this is a little bit different. I'm gonna be showing you guys the whole entire draft in terms of teams. Like I can actually show you what I have on my team right now. But other than that, after this we'll go right into the team builder. But here on our side, you can definitely see that we had the Azumarill, Zygarde Victini, Excadrill, Xurkitree, Decidueye, Heracross, Golbat, Pyukumuku, Mega Absol, and Komala. And if you guys didn't know, you guys probably don't know at all, but I don't know if it was this week or last week, but we dropped Delcatty for Komala. And I'm so excited to use Komala, man. Like, it's one of like my favorite Gen 7 Pokemon that was released, and I've been wanting to use it for a long time, but this is the opportunity. But here on my opponent's side, you can see that he has the Mega Alakazam, a fast special sweeper, Rotom Wash, which can be defensive with Volt Switch and Hydro Pump, Trick for shenanigans, one of the best physical walls in Skarmory with Defog, reliable coverage and Roost, can hazard stack, and yeah, very good steel type. Zapdos, which is pretty speedy, gets Volt Switch and U-turn, so you can get the clean initiative, gets variety of coverage like Heat Wave, it gets static, it's Defog. The only downside to Zapdos is that say Zapdos comes into play and it reveals pressure, then it might have defog, but if it doesn't, that means it has static and it doesn't have defog at all. So yeah, Zapdos would have to be one of the main threats, despite me having two ground types, because it does get HP Ice and Heat Wave, so I can see him bringing like an offensive Life Orb set, which could really tear my team apart. But other than that, next up he got a Gengar, very like similar to Mega Alakazam, very fast and 110, variety of coverage moves, very good ghost type. A Clefable, very annoying piece of gum, to be honest, like the worst gum that you could have, like what's like worst gum ever, like I swear. But Clefable, yeah, basically really bulky. It can be run offensively with Magic Guard and Life Orb, but it can be run physically or especially defensive. It had two good abilities in Unaware and Magic Guard. Next up, we got Arcanine, which can be run physically defensive. We got good recovery, and Morning Sun gets a variety of moves like Close Combat, Crunch, Flare Blitz, and all that. Good priority and extreme speed. Next up, we got Shaman, very good grass type with natural cure, can be ran defensively or offensively. It gets Synthesis, it gets Rest Natural Cure. I've seen like Seed Flare sub, Leech Seed, or Earth Power for coverage, etc. with Air Slash. Next up, we got Diggersby. And I forgot to mention this, but as of week 4, prior to this week, he did trade his Flygon for Zapdos with Dragon, and he dropped something, I forgot what it was, but he dropped something for Diggersby. But with those two additions to his team, it makes this match even more tough for me. But yeah, good Diggersby set, even though it's slow. Slap a Choice Scarf on there, huge power ability, bam, you're basically killing things. And then you got Haxorus, good D-Dance user, outspeeds my Zygarde by 2 base points, which is unfortunate because if it gets a D-Dance up, then a Scarf Zygarde wouldn't be able to deal with it, because I'd probably just die to an Outrage or Dragon Claw. And last but not least, he got a Mienshao. Yeah, really good fighting type, 2 great abilities, and Reckless and Regenerator, very fast in 105, I believe, U-turn for initiative. And yeah, well, actually, I think Mienshao is a really good fighting type, unlike some certain person out there that thinks Mienshao is complete trash. But actually, I don't think it's complete trash. Yeah, let's make that our question of the video. But do you think, what's your opinion on Mienshao? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's viable? Like, do you think there's better fighting types out there? Like, do you think it's one of the best? Or like, just give me your thoughts on Mienshao, because I mean, like, Mienshao is good, but I haven't seen much performance from it. But other than that, we can get right into the team build as we switch over scenes. And here we got our Zygarde here, our Duracell Zygarde with Choice Band. This thing completely wrecks his team, especially four main Pokemon that this Zygarde destroys. It destroys Zapdos, it destroys Rotom Watch, it destroys Arcanine, and it destroys Skarmory. After 1,000 arrows on Skarmory, it does like a clean amount of damage, drops it, and then after that, it's a Steel type, and it's super effective by 1,000 arrows. 2,000 arrows kills a guaranteed kills or has a good chance to kill a max defensive Skarmory. Same thing applies to Zapdos. If not, then it just basically dies. I have a good chance to kill a max defensive Rotom depending on spread and rolls, and it does a lot of damage to Arcanine despite the Intimidate. And of course I can hit stuff like Mienshao, Haxorus, Diggersby, Clefable, Alakazam, and Gengar. The only main problem with this set is that I get walled by Shaman, physically defensive Shaman, and a max defensive Clefable would be an issue as well, because 1,000 arrows, a choice banded 1,000 arrows with this set does 41 to 49% to a Clefable max defensive. So if he's like Magic Guard and I don't get that crucial chip damage that I need, then Clefable is going to be a real annoyance to my team. But next up, we got Rufus. Rufus, the Excadrill, holding the Akaberry. Like I said before in the little team preview with Gingman's draft, he does have a Zapdos, and despite my ground types, he does have Heat Wave, and this is basically my check to it. I have the Akaberry to take on that Heat Wave with Mold Breaker, of course, to hit the Rotom Wash with Earthquake. As seen, we have Iron Head for main stab to hit Clefable, Rock Tomb, and Stealth Rock. Stealth Rocks for hazards, of course, and Rock Tomb for the Zapdos. Rock Tomb for the Zapdos, because Zapdos naturally outspeeds my Excadrill and will most likely always will. But if he does have Heat Wave, then he'll click it, I'll use my Akaberry, I'll take like 30%, and then I'll hit it with a Rock Tomb, outspeed the next turn, and pick it off with another Rock Tomb. So that's a really good thing with our part, especially since if I get a Rock Tomb off on the Zapdos, then he doesn't outspeed me anymore, and then I can Rock Tomb again. Either he dies or switches out, and whatever he switches out into, except the Skarmory, then I should be able to get good damage off with either Earthquake or Iron Head, because I would outspeed unless the Scarf is upheld. But yep, and then we have max speed, max HP, max speed, oh not max speed, but like 244, enough speed to outspeed and max speed Rotom, that's all. But next up, we got Gregor the Decidueye. We're bringing a similar set to what we did for, it for someone. Was it Pokey? No, it was someone, I forgot. But we brought a Nasty Plot Decidueye in the past. Actually, who was it? Was it, I can't remember right now. I want to say it was, oh, was it Coin? Yeah, it was Coin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Coin. I may be wrong. But we brought a Nasty Plot set last time. Unfortunately, it didn't work out in the way I wanted. But, no, it wasn't against Coin. It wasn't. Screw it, who cares? But, we had the Cassib Berry. If you don't know what the Cassib Berry does, it's basically a reduction in super effectiveness berry. But for ghost type attacks, this is basically an answer to either Gengar or Mega Alakazam. I know he won't bring both because of the fact that I have a Mega Absol on my team, and like they're both really frail on the physical side, and if Mega Absol comes in, one of them's dying, like for sure. So he has to bring one of them. He's not bringing both, but either one of them I'd be happy to eat up a Shadow Ball from and then hit back with my own Shadow Ball, potentially killing the Gengar. It has a really good chance. It's like 88% to like 100 and something, and then to Mega Alakazam, I'm not sure, but it does a lot. We have Energy Ball to hit the Rotom, Roost for recovery, Nasty Plot, and Shadow Ball. Nasty Plot is to set up on things like Skarmory, on Clefable, Rotom Wash, Clefable if it's not unaware, Rotom Wash, Diggersby if it's like locked into like a normal type move or ground type move, Shaman would be a good setup Pokemon to go on too. It can't be Arcanine and it can't be Arcanine and it can't be Zapdos because they both have fire type moves respectively. Flare Blitz and Heat Wave. But with this spread, 252 HP, 4 defense, 44 speed attack, 12 speed so I don't get speed crept like Clefable, and 196 Spadef Scalm. With this base 100 Spadef and with a calm nature with this much investment in HP, I can easily live a Shadow Ball with the Cassib Berry. See, if his Gengar, like even in the worst case scenario, so say I have the Decidueye on Gengar and I'm at max HP. If the Gengar is specs modest, not modest, but if the Gengar is specs timid, then if the Gengar specs timid and it clicks Shadow Ball against my Decidueye, my Cassib Berry pops and it should be doing around 41 to 50%. So as long as I'm above that 50%, the Decidueye should be able to come up on Gengar and take it out with a Shadow Ball. And then because it only does like 50%, and with the natural bulk I have, I should be able to roost up on stuff like Skarmory, stuff like Clefable, stuff like Shaman and Rotom Wash. So it's a really good strategy, I would think, and very good opportunities to set up with good reliable healing. Next up, we got Kenny the Kamala. If you watch Disney Channel, then you understand this reference. But Kenny the Kamala, we got the leftovers. This is basically our Spadef wall. Rapid Spin, Toxic, Wish, and Sucker Punch. Before Rapid Spin, I had U-Turn, but I thought Rapid Spin would be more important because of rocks, considering that Exeter doesn't even have Rapid Spin and the Decidueye doesn't even have Defog. So a really good pickup, really good FA trade pickup, allowing me to have another Rapid Spin option. Toxic for things like Zapdos, Clefable, if it's not Magic Guard, Arcanine, and possibly Rotom Wash, I guess. Wish for Wish support, of course, and we got Sucker Punch to hit things, mainly the Gengar and the Alakazam. This is my Spadef wall, because I wasn't running it offensively, because I have Rapid Spin and Sucker Punch, but it was better Spadef-wise than it would be physically-wise, because, one, it can't get status by Rotom if it goes for like Thunder Wave or Will-O-Wisp or Toxic, and Volt Switch and Hydro Pump shouldn't be doing that much unless it's offensive, and Clefable, a defensive Clefable shouldn't be able to touch me either, so I should be able to get like a free Wish off onto something, and then I'm immune to Ghost Stab by Gengar, so this is really good switching to Gengar unless he goes for like a Specs Sludge Wave or a like Life Orb Focus Blast, which would be really devastating. But I should be able to live either one. I should be able to get a huge Sucker Punch off. So either way, this should be a really good addition to the team. Really excited to use Kamala. Oh my god, I was so happy when I got this thing. But next up, we got Victini MVP Week 4. This Week 4 because every time I go in Showdown Calcs, I have like so many MVPs imported that I have to actually label them. So, you know, this is our Victini set for Week 4. You have the Grassy MZ. I'm pretty sure you guys can understand why. Blue Flare for main stab. Taunt for things like Arcanine if it has Morning Sun. Taunt for Clefable if it's going to set up rocks or go for T-Wave on me, and taunt for like maybe Shaman is going to go for Leech Seed, or taunt for Haxorus if it's going to go for D-Dance. But like there's certain areas in which I can see taunt being really effective, especially if the Clefable has any statusing moves, like any utility at all. Energy Ball to hit Rotom and Diggersby, but and we also have Thunder Wave to have speed control. I really like speed control. That's one of the main things I think about when team building. It's either I eat up a hit or I gain speed, or I basically get the upper hand in speed or eat up a hit and be bulky. But like, you know, it's kind of like a mix. I can T-Wave stuff like Mega Alakazam, Gengar, Arcanine, Shaman, Haxorus if it's not Lumberry, Mienshao. So stuff like that. And because I ran T-Wave mainly because of the fact that I am more of a bulky spread, even though I am just max HP, max speed, timid, and 4 in special attack. But it's because of my low investment in special attack that Energy Ball won't Oko Diggersby nor Rotom Wash from full. But with Grassy MZ, I should be able to. If he's a max physically defensive Rotom Wash, switches onto a Blue Flare, does like 21%, and then a Z Energy Ball does like 69 min. So if you add that up, but even if I get 2 min rolls, I should still be able to pick it off. If it has leftovers, I'm pretty sure I'll get a good roll anyway. But I'm pretty sure we'll be good on that end. But yep. And last but not least, we have Azure the Azumarill holding the leftovers. And this is basically the same EV spread we ran last time against Coin when he had a D-Dance Dragonite. But this time we have a D-Dance Haxorus. We got Waterfall, Rest, Play Rough, and Sleep Talk. Waterfall for main stab against Diggersby and Arcanine. Play Rough to obviously kill the Haxorus. Rest and Sleep Talk for good reasons, as if the Haxorus is Jolly max attack +1 with D-Dance, then a Poison Jab shouldn't be able to kill me with this spread, and I should be able to pick it off with a Play Rough. But yeah, that's basically how it is. But because I'm taking so much damage from that Poison Jab damage, I have Rest and Sleep Talk, so maybe I can bring a Azumarill in on a slower Pokemon, click Rest, and possibly get a Azumarill back up to where I need it to be. And with the T-Wave from Victini, I can get speed control and have a Azumarill outspeed certain things that it normally wouldn't, and get that Rest off immediately, so I can keep it healthy. But yeah, other than that, that is our team. And yeah, right now we can get right into the match. Hopefully we can pull out another win. But yeah, we can just go straight into the match right now. Oh my god, that was a really slow transition. But here we have the match right here. Of course, it's a replay. But you guys already know our team. And on the opposite side, he brought the Clefable, Diggersby, Gengar, Zapdos, Haxorus, and Arcanine. One thing I was surprised about that, well, I didn't expect the Mega Alakazam, so when I saw the Gengar, I was like, alright, cool, he didn't bring Alakazam. And he didn't bring Rotom Wash nor Skarmory, which I was pretty surprised about, because that's what Zygarde was there for, to kill both of them, essentially. But he did bring the Zapdos, so it's not completely wasted. But other than that, in terms of lead, I was thinking of leading with Victini. Basically just Victini. Like maybe if he led with his rock user, most likely being Clefable. So if I have Victini on Clefable, I can get that taunt off and then prevent it from setting up rocks or T-waving me or anything like that. I can resist all of its attacks and then put me in a good position. But I didn't know if he was going to predict me to go with my own rock setter being Excadrill and lead with something like a Diggersby, Haxorus, or Arcanine. But overall, I don't know why, but I just decided to lead with my Komala. I don't know, I just thought Komala was a good lead. But here he goes into Arcanine, and I found out that Komala was a very bad lead. But here I can't stand the possibilities of him having close combat is pretty high, and I don't want to lose my Komala. So here I go into my Victini, as I do resist close combat and fire type stab. But here he goes into a Zapdos, which I was pretty confused about. But here, in response to Victini, he goes back into his Arcanine. He is Intimidate, but based off that damage, I can confirm that he is max HP, max speed def. Or I think so, if I remember correctly. But for speed control, like I said, I'm gonna go for the T-Wave as he brings out the Bulldoze, which I was actually pretty surprised about. But here, instead of taking another Bulldoze to the face, I'm gonna go into my physically defensive Azumarill. We basically eat that up, and because of that paralysis, we are able to outspeed with a Waterfall. I'm not gonna predict or anything. I'm just gonna go straight up for the Waterfall. And here goes into Zapdos, a great opportunity for me to find out his spread. He does like 42%, and based off that damage, I can tell that he is not invested in HP or defense at all whatsoever. So that's very good to know. Instead of being defensive, he's offensive. But here I cannot stay in. I take a huge risk and go into my Excadrill. He definitely could have clicked Heat Wave, but thankfully enough for me, he goes for the safe play and goes for a Volt Switch. And here's the thing, that was a really huge risk, because if he made the ballsy play and went for Heat Wave, then my Aqua Berry would have been burned, and he would have been able to pick me off the second turn with the Heat Wave. So that was a very, very crucial play. Like, maybe it didn't seem like much, but it actually mattered a lot. But here, I don't know if he's choice or anything, but here he reveals the Heat Wave. My Aqua Berry is set. Take like around 40%, and I am gonna get off this Rock Tomb. And yeah, that speed drops, and thankfully enough for us, we are able to outspeed the next turn. And here you guys already see the animation. I am gonna click Rock Tomb again. Either the Zapdos dies to this Rock Tomb, or he switches out and something else gets their speed lowered, and I can hit it with an Earthquake or Iron Head. If he goes on a Gengar, then I outspeed after the Rock Tomb, and then I can hit with an Earthquake. And then if he goes on the Arcanine, I can pick it up with an Earthquake. If he goes on the Haxorus, his speed is lowered, I can click Earthquake. Same thing with Diggersby and Clefable, except for Clefable, I'll click Iron Head. So this is a really great position for me. All I have to do was click Rock Tomb again, and this Zapdos would be dead, or something would be taking another hit. But here I'm going to go for Rock Tomb, and I missed the attack, and he lands his Heat Wave, which is stupid. I mean, I don't know if it's stupid. It is Pokemon. But unfortunately for me, I do miss my Rock Tomb, and that was a very crucial play, because one, I would have been able to get rid of the Zapdos, and I would have had a really good answer to Clefable. But because I lost my Steel type, it's going to be even more difficult for me to deal with that piece of chewing gum. But here going to Victini, I was debating for a while whether I go for Blue Flare and pick this thing off, or predict him to go into his Arcanine and switch into and double out into my Azumarill. But instead I go for the safe play, and he does stay in, so I get to pick out the Zapdos, this stupid Thunderbird thing, I don't know. But here he goes into Gengar, predicting the Shadow Ball. I'm just going to go straight into my Spadef Komala. If you predicted me and went for Sludge Wave, that was totally fine. But here goes for Shadow Ball, and goes to Shadow Ball. And here I'm thinking that maybe I can go for the Sucker Punch and get a lot of damage on this thing, because maybe he'll click Sludge Wave, or maybe he'll click Focus Blast, because I don't know his item. I don't know if he's Life Orb or anything, because he didn't do any damage to me. But I kind of revealed this too early, but I do go for Sucker Punch, as he does switch on to the Arcanine. So that was kind of a bad play on our part. We should have kind of made the double there. It was kind of obvious. But here I go for the Wish, and thankfully enough for us, he does get paralyzed. That was a very crucial play, because all I saw from this Arcanine set was Bulldoze. So if he had like Close Combat or Flare Blitz, there was a really good chance that this Komala would have been dead. So thankfully enough for us, that paralysis does come off. Kind of makes up for the Rock Tomb miss. So yeah, it kind of evens out in the hacks. But taking this wish opportunity, taking this wish opportunity, I'm gonna go into my Zygarde. Should be able to take off any hit. Goes for Bulldoze, probably predicting me to go into my Victini to get my health back. But I was like, nope. But here I'm able to get to a free Choice Bandit 1000 Arrows attack as he goes into his Diggersby. And this thing is not taking a hit. This 71%. And by the way he brought it in, I am suspecting him to be Scarfed. To possibly surprise me. So predicting the Ice Punch, I'm gonna go into my Victini as it is the what am I trying to say? The less useful mon on my team, because the Azumarill is still needed. But seeing as he went for Ice Punch, kind of tells me he's Scarfed. So predicting him to go into Arcanine, I'm gonna go into my Azumarill, and I'm gonna double out into my Azumarill. And he does, in fact, switch out into his Arcanine, so that's great for us. It kind of sucks that he got the Intimidate on us, but that's fine. I should be able to do a decent amount of damage for this Waterfall. I go for Waterfall, and it does like around 47%, 47, yeah. He goes for Thunderfang. Gets a decent amount of damage on me, but nothing too major. And here, I expect him to go into Clefable, but he goes into the Haxorus instead, as I go for Waterfall once more. Now, I was really confused by this, because I didn't know why he brought it in here like this, because maybe he took this opportunity to go into his Haxorus because he's probably expecting the Waterfall and my Azumarill is intimidated. And by the damage I did with Waterfall to Zapdos, he probably suspected that I have no attack investment at all whatsoever. So he probably think like, oh, he has no attack investment, he's intimidated, I can go into my Haxorus, live a play rough, and just click D-Dance and then just take this thing off from there. But it's not as I suspect, as you know, as we get back our leftovers. He's gonna go for the D-Dance, like I said, and I'm just gonna go for the play rough. This should do a decent amount, but he shows the Roselli Berry, which I was like, okay, now everything makes sense. The Roselli Berry plus the Intimidate plus no attack investment creates for only 30% damage. But here, seeing that he's not even Life Orb, his Poison Jab won't be doing that much at all. So +1 Jolly Poison Jab shouldn't be able to kill me, and I should be able to pick this thing off with a play rough. He goes for Poison Jab. I do live it, thankfully, and just take out this Haxorus, like I said, with the play rough. So this is Azumarill, what it was meant to be built for, exactly did what it needed to. He goes on a Gengar. I'm not gonna take any risks. I'm just gonna sack my Azumarill. I don't need it for anything else. Diggersby outspeeds me. Yeah, basically everything outspeeds me except for Arcanine, but I have other things. But here, he goes ahead and sacks off his Arcanine as I bring in my Decidueye. And by the way he did that, that kind of tells me that his Gengar is probably choiced, because if he wasn't choiced, then he probably would have just clicked Shadow Ball right then and there. But I mean, I guess I can understand seeing how this Decidueye is kind of bulky on the Spadef, and maybe he was suspecting that he'll outlive a hit. But just by the way he did that, like, it kind of gave more confirmation that he was choiced, and because if he had Sludge Wave, then he wouldn't be able to kill me. But because of that, he sacks off his Arcanine, and it is now 4-3. He goes into his Clefable, and I take this opportunity to go for Nasty Plot as he sets up his rocks. I'm like, cool, I got a free +2. I'm gonna go for Energy Ball, and that does like literally nothing. And as you can see, he goes for Flamethrower. Now, I was kind of confused by this, because if he's max HP, max physically defensive Clefable, then this Energy Ball should have been doing at least 50% or more. And so when I saw 34, I was like, what's happening? I didn't know, but because of that damage, I didn't know whether he was max Spadef or unaware. So he goes for Flamethrower here. It doesn't do that much, 31%, but he gets the burn. So not only do I miss a Rock Slide, a Rock Tomb, but I also get burned. I mean, at least burn got nerfed, but here I go for Nasty Plot again. And the only reason why I go for Nasty Plot again is to confirm that he is unaware, because if I go for Shadow Ball right here, as you will see, it should be doing like, it should OHKO this thing, but it doesn't. It does like less than Energy Ball, so this thing is unaware. And I'm basically low in health, and here predicting me, he's probably predicting me to go for like a Shadow Ball, but I just instead go for Roost, as like I said in the team builder, if I'm at least above 50%, I should be able to live a hit from a Choice Spec Gengar, and as you saw, I was at 64, so upon rock entry, I should still be above 50%. So because he's unaware, I have two options. I can either go into Komala and get a Toxic off, because I know his whole set now. It's Flamethrower, Flamethrower, Rocks, and Moonlight. But actually, I didn't know his whole set when I switched into this Pokemon. But he revealed it that it was Moonblast. So either I get a Toxic off with Kamala, or I risk an Iron Tail, Choice Band and Iron Tail with Zygarde. So basically, because I have no balls, I'm gonna go into Kamala. I'm gonna try and get a Toxic on this Clefable. As he goes for Flamethrower, does nothing. Spidef Kamala coming in clutch right now. He goes for Toxic. Thankfully enough, he stays in. I'm like, yes! He goes for Moonlight, probably predicting me to go for like a return or something, or a setup move. But here I'm gonna go for Rapid Spin. And yeah, just by the Toxic damage you guys just saw, that does confirm he is unaware. So even though the Decidueye plan didn't work, we're not gonna get destroyed by this Clefable. I go for Witch this turn, as he does set up his Rocks once more. And predicting me to go for Rapid Spin again, he does go into his Gengar. Really good play on his part. As even I do get my Wish back, so it's kind of like a win-win either way. But here, all right, so this is where the game turns out to be, well, I think it is. But my only two attacking offensive moves are Rapid Spin and Sucker Punch, and I already revealed Sucker Punch early, like too early in the game. So either he stays in, clicks a move, and I get a huge chunk of damage off, or he switches out and predicts my Sucker Punch. Now the likely chance would be that he switches into Diggersby, predicting my Sucker Punch, and he possibly OHKOs me with an Earthquake or Return, because even though I'm at max HP, a Earthquake or Return from what I suspect is Adamant Choice Scarf Diggersby can possibly OHKO me from full health. Now the roll is in his favor, I do believe, so chances of me living are slim, but it's still a chance. But here I go for Sucker Punch, which is a total misplay, as he does switch into Diggersby. And actually, yeah, Sucker Punch to a Diggersby does 23 to 27%, and he's at 30. So if I went for Rapid Spin right there, I would have gotten the damage I needed, and I could have killed this thing with Sucker Punch and not risk the roll. But because I didn't do that, I have to risk the roll. And here he goes for Earthquake, and we live on a 4%. Kenny coming in clutch. We get that Rapid Spin damage off, get rid of the Rocks, and we're able to pick this thing off with a Sucker Punch. So yeah, that's a dead Diggersby. Goodbye, Bugs Bunny. Get those giant ears out of here. But yeah, that was a really crucial moment for us, because if Kamala went down, then I mean I guess it wouldn't really matter if Kamala went down, but it allowed us to get the Diggersby out the field. And oh my god, Kenny making its debut appeal into this week 4 match, and it's already it got its first kill. I'm so proud of this Kenny, so proud of this koala. But yeah, even though Rapid Spin is a really low base power move, that little bit of chip was just what I needed. It was literally just enough. But here he goes into Clefable, and trying to preserve differential, I'm gonna go into my Victini. I do resist both of his offensive moves, being Moonblast and Flamethrower. Gets a crit, doesn't matter, no Spatak drop. Here I'm just gonna go for Blue Flare. If he has max defense, then max physical defense should do a decent amount, and it does, as he does set up his Rocks once more. And Rocks don't really matter for me at this point, as I should be able to pick up a win. But here I go for the Z Energy Ball, because because Diggersby is already dead and he didn't bring Rotom Wash. I might as well just show it off there. So Clefable does go down, goes in the Gengar, and he goes for Shadow Ball. I wasn't gonna make any crazy plays because I didn't want to risk anything. But here, like I said, I'm above 50%. A Specs Shadow Ball shouldn't be able to kill me unless he's modest. If he's modest Specs, then there's a chance he kills me. But if he's timid Specs, then he won't. But as soon as you guys will find out, he does stay in, click Shadow Ball. Like a Seabear pops, and we live. He is not Specs, he is actually Scarf. And he gives us Pedetro. We go for Shadow Ball, and this Gengar lives on 1%, and that's totally crazy. And so this is why I barely misses on the kill. But confirming that he's probably Scarfed, I'm going to go into my Kamala to preserve differential. Because, that's really important in this league. As he does go for Shadow Ball, and this does 100% confirm that he is Choice Scarf. So because of that, he has to click a move. I go for Sucker Punch, and that is GG. That is GG. Oh my god. That was such a very intense match. Like, even though I made up this team in like half an hour, I feel like my creativity was still there, especially with the Decidueye, with the Victini, with the Zygarde. I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know, but GG to Gingman, sorry boy. Yeah, GG to Gingman and the Boston Braviaries. Your Dark City Dabsels are now 4-0 with a +13 differential. And oh my god, I can't believe how I can't believe like the way I'm performing this season. Like it's really insane. Like I didn't think I was gonna do this well because I haven't played competitive in like such a long time, but I guess it's still with me in spirit. But next week we'll be taking on our week 5 opponent being Celisong, coach of the Tulsa Titty Ursas. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video if you're up here to this point. If you watched the whole video, thank you guys. I appreciate it a lot. I really like to get in depth with my plays and my team build. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe for more content to come. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. This was GlitchXCity here, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. See ya, boy.